Hello everyone, welcome. Today I want to share with you a very special deck that I received. Um, I'm not that experienced with it yet, so this is sort of like an unboxing without the box. I just want to share how excited I am about it and how beautiful it is, and just the little bit I do know about it. And the deck is called the Red Seeds Tarot. It came in this black bag. This is the deck. It comes with a beautiful guidebook that we'll talk about, and some other things that I just thought were such beautiful touches. So the artist is Linda Hill, and she is, I believe she's in Devon in England. This is the Red Seeds Tarot, just a little postcard about the deck. And then about her oracle decks, which I have actually ordered 1 and 3 because I'm so taken with this. So the oracle deck 1 is accompanied by the poetry of Rumi, and 3 is accompanied by the wisdom of Marion Woodman, who I love. I love her. So really wonderful. And then it came with a piece of wheat and some tea. It came with pomegranate tea, which is, you'll see why that's special. And then some puka love tea. And then this. At the ends of the universe is a blood-red cord that ties life to death, man to woman, will to destiny. Normandy Ellis. And I already opened it, but I just put it back in here for safekeeping. It is a pomegranate on a red thread. So very special, and you'll see why. I'm going to put this on my altar space. So it was beautifully wrapped. Like opening it, I just felt how special it was. And I'm going to wait for the first time I do an actual reading with this deck to drink the tea, and I'm going to make it very special. So this is not an ordinary Rider-Waite-Smith deck or Thoth deck or it's not like that. I would say it's Rider-Waite-Smith influenced somewhat, but it's really something very special all on its own. And let's start with the guidebook, because I think the guidebook is a great place to start. So title a little bit on the back. I'll read it to you. The Red Seeds Tarot transports us back to the land of the ancient Greeks. Here in a town called Eleusis lay a temple sanctuary in which an initiation ceremony was held and celebrated by people from all over the world every year until 396 CE, when the temple was destroyed. These sacred rites were known as the Eleusinian Mysteries, which existed for over 2,000 years. And I have studied these on my own in another way, so I'm quite familiar with them. You are invited to join the initiates, the Mystay, and immerse yourself in an archetypal journey rich in myth, symbols, shadow, dreams, and inquiry. Walk the 10 days of the mysteries, which hold the myth of Demeter and Persephone at their very center. This is a journey of initiation and self-discovery that holds a key to wholeness and revelation. And then around the edge it says, I am death, I am Persephone, I am the seed, I am rebirth, I am Demeter, I am the harvest. And it goes all the way around. I am Hades, I am the rich and fertile earth. So the myth of Demeter and Persephone and Hades is a myth that I've loved for a long, long time, since I was in college, maybe even high school, probably college is when I studied mythology with Dr. Shanuda in Switzerland. And my I've loved myth my whole life, and I still read it intensely. And so this myth is special to me. And sometimes it's also called Demeter and Kore, right? So the book, first of all, is absolutely gorgeous. It's color-coded, so you can turn right to the section you need. It's so well thought out and beautifully made. There's poetry. There's the beginning is really beautiful. Linda's own personal story on how she came to create this deck and her other decks. It's very beautiful. There's an introduction. It's just tarot is a tool that can help us understand the complexities of our human life and psyche. Reading the tarot is a practice which speaks to us through images, as words are never enough. The cards are rich with archetypal symbols that connect us to both our conscious and unconscious self. Journeying with the tarot will offer us guidance, exploration, healing, and inquiry. The tarot represents all that we are and all that we could be, and creates a pathway that leads to the mysteries of self. We can dive in as deep as we wish to go, or enjoy swimming the surface if that is what we need. So then she goes into the myth of Demeter and Persephone, or Demeter and Kore. And then she talks about the Eleusinian mysteries, which is really beautiful and fascinating. It was a very, very famous thing that happened once a year as the seasons turned. And I think really this myth has a lot to do with the creation of our the thinking, our thinking of the seasons. But a quote from Plato: "The design of the mysteries is to lead us back to the perfection from which, as our beginning, we first made our descent." And it was very, very famous. And these mysteries happened, these initiation mysteries happened for over 2,000 years, almost 2,000 years. Only those who spoke Greek could attend. However, people were soon welcome to attend from all over the world. The Greek philosophers such as Plato, Socrates, Plutarch, and Sophocles were all initiated, and most of the Roman emperors were too. All who attended took an oath of secrecy to never reveal the secrets of the mysteries. And they happened over 10 days' time, and they started in Athens. They had purification rites, and then they would lead to the Eleusinian sanctuary. And I'm not sure where that was. I don't think it was in Ephesus. The temple is there. I'm not sure. I don't remember that. But so she talks about the different cards and if she has renamed them, just a couple of them. The Fall is the Tower. The Hanged Goddess is the Hanged Man. The Wheel is the Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophants instead of the Hierophant. The Great Mother instead of the Empress. The Mistus instead of the Fool. The Pharmacus instead of the Magician. And then the World Soul, the Anima Mundi, instead of the world. So she talks about the suits. The bees are the air element, or swords. The torches are the fire element, or wands. The vessels are the water element, or cups. The seeds are the earth element, or the pentacles. And she gives the symbols for each. The court cards have been renamed. The Seeker is the page. The Seer is the knight. And then we have the queen and king. And then she uses the ancient Greek acrophonic numerals instead of Roman numerals. She has a spread, and I probably will do it. I don't typically ever use spreads, but I think in this case, because this deck is so specific, that I will try her spread. It's called the Inner Temple spread. Yeah, 10 weeks. Okay. And then it talks about the arcanas, and it starts with each card. So for each card, you get a full color life-size representation of it. You get a quote. You get a saying. I am the unknown. They each have I am, right? I am the unknown. You get the myth. You get the mysteries, and you get the soul journey, which applies to your life. Okay, so it's a little bit of a lesson in mythology. Not a little bit, a lot. It's far more detailed than most written examples of this myth are. So again, for the Pharmacus, which would be, so she gives it a goddess Hecate. So you get the quote, same parts for every card. Okay, and then once you get past the majors, past this part of the journey, it goes, and there's there's this card as well, the epitaph. This is the 22nd card. So there's really 23 cards because the Fool, or what she calls the Mistis, does not have a number. So there's an extra card. Okay, I am returning. And then you get into the minors, which you start with the suit of these. So she gives you sort of an introduction into that suit, and then starts with the ace. Same principles. You've got a quote, you've got the artwork, you've got talking about what's happening on the card, the actual what's actually happening, then the mystery, then the soul journey. And it just keeps going. Same with the torches for the fire element. So the amount of information you get in this book is just remarkable. And then through the seeds, which are the pentacles. And then I believe at the end, so the queens are the highest in the court cards. They come after the king. And then here you've got bibliography and her references, because this is a scholarly work. And then another beautiful poem by her friend Rose Cook. There's one in the beginning and one in the end. Exquisite, right? It's just really, 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 really special. So let's just take a look at the cards. I have looked at them a little bit. The box is super nice. It's really easy to open. It's not one of those ones that gets stuck. It's just well executed. It's beautiful. And the cards are way too big for me, but they're easy to shuffle. They don't stick together too much. Like they separate pretty easily. But they're too big for me. So when I do shuffle, I might have to do my way. Let's just take a look at them. So her artwork, I believe she prints. She does printing, and then draws on top. Yes, these are not in order, but just so you can get an idea of this beautiful, beautiful artwork. Her oracle decks are very similar, but each have a little bit of a different feel, but it's the same sort of process. And most, if not all, of the figures are unclothed, which I think is incredible. And she has a wide range of body types, ages, wide range of cultures. It's really, really, really special. I mean, I could look at this for hours. It's so beautiful. And you see how she has the element here, right? This is the king. She has the element on the card. This is the 8, so she's got the Greek numeral and then the element. The seer. So the Greek numeral and the element. Air for bees. You know, you never can tell how much you can see on these videos, depending on your screen and everything. It's never quite the same as in person, but the colors are just so beautiful. So, so, so beautiful. And, you know, while I don't really love large cards, I'm glad they're this big because it allows you to see the artwork so much better than if they were small. And also, if you don't want to see all the cards, if you are thinking of purchasing it and want it to be a surprise, then don't. Just stop watching. Um, but I like to show it in case people are interested. I love watching deck walkthroughs that other people do, and it has helped me decide on whether I want something, because a lot of times I base my decision on one or two cards that are important to me. Usually the Two of Swords and the Star, and sometimes the Hermit. If I don't like those cards in the deck won't do anything for me, but I like every card in this deck. So perfect for the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. The excuse me, the facial expressions are fabulous. Excuse me. The Chariot. Look how she's just so relaxed. It's going to take me where it wants to take me. And then the swiftness of these marks showing the movement, right? It's just so beautiful. Love that Three of Cups. Love it, love it, love it. And the thing is that some of these, so if we look up the Three of Cups, so this one does not have a specific goddess, but let's see, Seer of Torches. It does. It has a god, right? Or a demigod that's related to it. So sometimes it's related to, and you learn a lot about mythology. Love this Strength card. Two of Wands. Nine of Swords. Yeah. And the beautiful thing is, let's take a look at the High Priestess and see what the book says. So so the High Priestess is Persephone. Your sacred space is where you can find yourself again and again. Joseph Campbell. The High Priestess, Persephone, the myth. Persephone was the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. As an innocent maiden, she was known as Kore. Hades, god of the underworld, took her unwillingly into his realm, heart and body. Kore, for the first time, became separated from her mother. In time, she transformed into a grown, sexual woman as she became acquainted with the masculine. She grew to love Hades and became Persephone, queen and high priestess of the underworld. Her realms became both darkness and light as she crossed the thresholds of life and death to the journey of the upper world and the underworld. She went back and forth, and you'll learn that in the myth in the beginning. The mysteries. The myth of Demeter and Persephone describes a journey of loss, descent, search, and ascent. The Mystae took part in rituals which brought them close to these powerful experiences of change, fear, mourning, lamentation, and revelation. The stages of the mysteries mirrored and traversed the myth of Demeter and Persephone. The soul journey. She sits in grace behind the veil. Within her center is the sacred fruit of life, death, sexuality, and transformation. That's what the pomegranate represents. Her power is held by 2 pillars. And there's a veil, see? And her flowing waters are abundant with symbols, visions, memories, and dreams. The fish symbolizes the deepening of our encounter with the unconscious realm. Listen for her call as it invites us to sit with her in darkness and silence. She will guide us to see and help us to access the mysteries of our soul. We may be afraid of her and turn away, but she is not to fear, and to hold her gaze is a gift. She is a part of us. Call on her and she will come. And the key words for this are, I am deepening. I mean, that's just beautiful. The moon, stars. So, instead of one Hierophant, it's the Hierophants, and we've got 2 women and 1 man. Ace of Cups, the Hermit. So beautiful. Perfect. 7 of Bees, 2 of Bees, Sun, Temperance, the Pharmacus, which is the magician who has his tools, and the key, Justice. Such an interesting card. The Seer of Seeds, 7. 2 of Pentacles. Instead of the Hanged Man, it's the Hanged Goddess. Mirror images. 10 of Bees. The Great Mother, which would be the Empress. That would be Artemis. 5 of Cups. I love all the different body shapes. 9 of Torches. 4 of Torches. All the colors in the 7 of Cups. Perfect, right? The Moon. So this is a deck that you could absolutely read intuitively, but I think the greater gift is to work through it, as she recommends in the book, and try that spread. I see it as specific work, not just a deck for daily readings initially, and then once you get a feel for it, then it could be for sure. There's no reason this deck would be beautiful to read intuitively. Don't even look at the name, right? Just what do you see in that image, and how does it make you feel? According to the questions you have right now and what you're considering. Really special. So that is the Red Seeds Tarot. And I just love it. And I'm not even going to begin working with it until I'm home. I've got a little trip going on, and I'm not even going to begin until I'm home and have some dedicated time for this. I'm going to get a journal, a notebook for it, and really dig into this deck. Yeah, it's really special. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. Any questions, just ask. I'm not an expert on this deck in any way, or any deck for that matter, but I can answer questions if you have them. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And maybe let me know, how interested are you in mythology? How much is that a part of your life and your practice? I am just about to begin Mythos by Stephen Fry. I have dipped into it a few times, and my husband has read all of his books in that series, so I've heard a lot about them through him, but I'm just getting ready to dip into it. I'm doing a little research for my own myth that I'm working on, and it's a retelling, but it's not a Greek myth. But I just have some things that I want to learn first. So I've studied myth for a long time, and I'm not a scholar, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I'd love to hear if some of you are also lovers of myth. Okay, thank you so much. Take care, everyone.